from the News Channel 5 network. This is OpenLine.
Thursday night here on News Channel 5 Plus. I'm Rhori Johnston in the chair tonight, and we have a really interesting topic, and we hope that you will listen and call in with your comments, questions, suggestions. We know that there has been a big push to diversify our local economy and get more women and more minorities to own their own businesses. We know small businesses really drive our economy. They're so important. And today we have a couple of guests from Pathway Lending. They're playing a key role in a couple of initiatives. We want to welcome the Vice President of Lending for Middle Tennessee, that is John Eisen, and also Dawson, who's a Senior Business Advisor, also with Pathway Lending. Guys, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
I mentioned that, you know, there's really been a renewed interest in at least the past several years in getting more women and more minorities, or helping them to start their own small businesses. And I know I have an announcement here that I know Pathway Lending is very involved in this, and you've secured a $1 million grant from the Wells Fargo Open for Business Fund, which will expand the FlexFund. So we're throwing out a lot of things here that we're going to explain here. First of all, tell me a little bit, guys, about Pathway Lending and what you do.
Sure, I'll take this one. So Pathway Lending is a nonprofit organization, and we try to do two things really well. The first is provide financing solutions, provide lending solutions, loans to small businesses and entrepreneurs. And then the second thing that we try to do really well is provide education, mentoring, coaching, and support to those businesses, whether they get a loan from us or not. That's really what we do every day. We're laser focused on those two areas, and this Wells Fargo opportunity fits right in line with what we do every day.
How long has Pathway Lending been working?
We have been doing what we're doing for about 20 years now here in Tennessee.
Awesome. All right. So a reminder then, if you are a woman or minority, maybe you've been tossing around an idea, you're interested in starting your own business, you're not sure where to start. And obviously, guys, starting a business, the bottom line requires money. And this is what you help do. But also that was key, John, that you just mentioned, because it just doesn't stop there. It's not like, okay, here's a loan, here are the terms, good luck to you. Right, Key?
Yeah, so my main focus is the learning side of Pathway. So I'm a serial entrepreneur myself. I've been in the shoes of a lot of people that come to us for help. And the thing about getting capital, unless you have your operations intact, unless you have those foundational pieces, how to run a business, knowing the language of business, it's kind of like putting water in a bucket with a hole in it.
Yeah.
You definitely need to know what to do with that funding, how much funding you need, and how to run that business to be successful and grow.
So what kind of businesses specifically are we talking about? What kind of businesses do you see come to you looking for some help?
I've seen all types of businesses. I can kind of go down a list. We dealt with crematoriums, restaurants. We dealt with barbershops, food trucks, anything you can kind of think of in that small business space, we try to help out with. And we have a lot of people on the business advisory side of things who have experience in different areas and industries that can give them that important technical assistance to help them in their specific industry.
And I'll point out that any of our viewers out there too, if you've had experience, entrepreneurial experience, or maybe running or starting your own business, we'd love to hear from you. Offer your insight, your advice, your tips, your guidance, maybe some of your experience of things, your failures, because, the sad news is a lot of small businesses don't make it, and we've seen that during the pandemic. I mean, it's hit so many businesses hard, but we are slowly kind of working our way out of the pandemic, and now might be a good time to, move forward. Maybe there's some folks out there who thought about it and put their plans on hold, their wishes, their dreams, and now they're thinking about it again and dusting off their papers. What initially do you look for when someone comes to you for help? What are the kind of the guidelines based on whether you're going to give them money and how much money? I'll ask you, John.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think the most important thing, especially for early stage companies, is to have a really solid business plan. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have, a 20-page document that you've spent, months and months writing. It's really a plan. Like, how are you going to make money? Who are your customers? What problem are you trying to solve? How are you going to solve that? What makes you different? It's thinking through those fundamentals of what it takes to start and run a successful business. Having that business plan is definitely the first step. And then when you come to Pathway and you're looking for a loan, it's also really important to have in mind what you're looking to accomplish with that financing. So are you trying to purchase a piece of equipment that's going to help you become 50% more efficient so that you can grow your revenue 75% into the next year? Or are you looking to move from a rental real estate, or you're renting space right now and you're ready to buy a building for your building that you can also lease out and generate outside income from that as well. So really having in mind, obviously the business plan, how you intend to make money, and then knowing, when you come to Pathway looking for a loan, what do you want that money for, and how is that going to help you expand and be successful?
That's a good point. Because it could be it can be an existing business, correct?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We work with early stage startup companies as well as businesses that have been around for. I was talking to one today that's been around for 26 plus years. So we do a lot of work with, whether it's you started the company 6 months ago or you've been running this your whole life.
What have you both seen over the past couple of years as a result of the pandemic? Give us kind of the landscape out there and where we are as we kind of get into the later months of 2021.
As a business advisor, I've seen a lot of people with a renewed source of drive to go towards the entrepreneur dream. So I've seen a lot of people who had side hustles, and they saw the instability in the economy and the market in their specific job, and it really pushed them to really go in full head steam into that business and really take it seriously. So for me, just talking to people on the day-to-day over the last year, it's been a lot of people been coming to us just on the educational side to say, hey, I have this business that's been running, but I really hadn't been taking it serious and put those things in place to really be a legitimate business.
Right. I mean, those side hustles can all, we hear about people, whether it's, someone who is a really good baker and, baking pies and cookies, and someone says, hey, this is really good. And then they move to online, and out of the blue, all of a sudden orders go crazy, and they find themselves, wow, I need help, and I need a bigger space, and I need a commercial kitchen, and on it goes. And I need legal help to set this up and to set up an actual legal business. So yeah, we see that a lot. Do you ever have folks come to you just with a plan that you can tell is just not going to work, and what do you say to them?
I send them to Key.
Yeah.
So Key, how do you work? How do you work with them there? You break them a little bit of bad news, but maybe you can tell that maybe it's not going to be successful. Do you help them change the plan or reconsider?
Yeah, for me, I just love talking to people, just asking the right questions, figure out what they're really trying to accomplish. Sometimes what they have in their head is not what actually comes out on a sheet of paper. And then I try to create a customized plan to kind of get them to the point where they need to kind of be self-sustaining. So if there's anything that needs to be changed, I bring in subject matter experts. I offer my expertise. I offer suggestions. And then, I just try to say, hey, these are the things you need to do to make this a serious and legitimate business. And sometimes they take the advice and sometimes they don't. Most of the times they do.
Sure. All right. We're going to take our first break, everybody. We really appreciate our guests tonight. Got a lot of questions for them. We hope you do too. 737+ is the phone number. We'd love to hear from you. Open Line on a Thursday night continues right after a quick break.